Hi there, everyone. This is Elevated Planet here. John Drew speaking, and we have.
Jolene Gabrielle from Elevated Planet, and we want to welcome you to today's Pam Gregory inspired meditation.
Yes, indeed. You got an unusual sound going on there, Jolie.
Yeah, it's called The Gardener.
Oh. Switching out of normal sound mode there, but anyway, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to
So,
mute, okay? We're going to mute.
okay, okay, sounds good. Right. So, anyway, thank you everyone for joining us today. Delighted you could be here, uh, whether live or on the recording, because it all counts the same on the quantum wave structure, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to support Pam Gregory's global initiative to magnetize New Earth consciousness and to help people in trouble spots around the world, or not even just people, anything across the realm of consciousness and creation in however you want to do it. But yeah, sending out those positive vibes into the quantum wave structure, focusing on the positive, because that is what we magnetize. Whatever we put our energy into gets amplified. So that is an important point. And we've actually got a little section we're going to bring you with Alan Watts. Again, we've used this before, but I like to use this because it's so on message with the reason Pam has done this. Because this is all about feeding our energy into the desired outcomes, right? Into our world of unspeakable beauty and focusing our energy upon that. So that is kind of the way this goes. And Alan puts it in a way that resonates so strongly. You kind of look at it and think, yeah, that's it. That's it. And it just makes you take a step back because we get bombarded with negativity all the time, when you like on the media and things. The focus, when you bear in mind, there are just as many really massively positive things going on in the world as there are negative. And yet, if you were to put the news on, it would seem like no, 95% is negative, 5% is positive. Well, there's a reason why they do that. It's to drag down your level of consciousness, and it is completely unnecessary. So, Alan will be telling us more about that. And we have been working on our show for Sunday as well, just to keep that going as well, because it's been a really interesting time. I just love digging under the surface of this stuff. We covered off what really happened during the crucifixion. And, the amazing thing, like the crucifixion of Yeshua was 150 years in the planning, because it was actually something that it, it defies the way that we look at things normally, but this is so well explained, that you suddenly start to realize that what he was doing was making a sacrifice. Absolutely. He was doing it for humanity, and he was doing it for the evolution of humanity. And the vibration on the planet is right now. In recent years, the vibration has been rising ever since 2012 or thereabouts. Obviously, that 21st of December 2012 at the end of the Mayan calendar was a time when the frequencies on the planet start to elevate. And what happens when the frequencies start to elevate? It shines a light onto the darkness. So all of a sudden, everything looks worse. And it's not that it's worse, it's just that you can now see it. Before it was hidden in the shadows, and now it's no longer hidden. So whether you're kind of thinking about, the wars, the Epstein files, whatever, that is now the light that is, the frequency is rising, therefore the low frequency stuff becomes more obvious. And that is why we, when we look at what's going on out there, we do so from a position of hope, of joy, and that is a really important word. Joy, finding your joy. Joy is a really, really powerful energy. And then, when you look around and think, well, what is there to be joyous about? Absolutely everything, because we are elevating our frequencies right now. The planet is, we've got everything going in the right direction. And Jolie, are you around to add your thoughts to that?
Yes, I am still here, and joy is definitely the way to go. I know sometimes we have those mind parasites we need to work out, but joy is really where it's at, and so let's really try to reach for that whenever we can.
Indeed. Yeah, that's the way it is. Because in fact, I've got a really good quote here, which came from one of our recent shows, actually, which came from Angel Alariel, so an angelic kind of being. Solutions based upon violence divide, whilst those based upon forgiveness unite. So again, that's another thing that anything that's going on in the world that is creating violence and things, we know that that is there as a division, sort of thing that's there to kind of put a wedge between us. And yet, all the time, that unity consciousness is getting ever stronger. This is a wave of consciousness that is not going to relent. This is going to continue to go. Now, everybody has free will. So people who want to be in fear, people who are stuck in the middle of these things, that's what we're kind of reaching out to, and feeling those feelings of peace and the all those energies that we wish them to feel. That's what we focus ourselves on, because that is what we're putting out into that quantum wave structure. Last week we had 246 people who joined us for this, and that is the equivalent of 60,516 on a squared basis. That's the impact that these things have. And when you think about, we're a tiny little channel relative to the impact that Pam has. So all we're doing is just adding to that number for Pam, and that means that every week, probably every day, that is in the millions around the world. So how good is that? Right, now we've reached a time where we are going to switch screens, and we are going to go into our little piece, because the Alan Watts is 2 minutes long, so we need to go into that. It goes directly into Pam, and then once it gets to the end of the Pam meditation, we leave you to float on your meditation cloud. We don't get in the way of that. We just switch that thing. We switch off the meditation, and therefore we leave you to it. So anybody who can join us live on Sunday, you'd be very, very welcome. It's going to be a fascinating show. Anything you want to add, Jole, before we switch screens?
No, John, we're good to go. Let's go. Let's meditate.
Okay, we're doing it. Okay, thank you, Jole. Here we go. Hang on to your hats, everybody.
The best way to end something is to let it starve. You see, conflict thrives on attention. The moment you engage, you feed it. And whatever you feed grows. But if you simply let it be, if you withdraw your energy, it withers away, like a fire deprived of air. The world is built on patterns, loops of cause and effect. Most people stay trapped within them, reacting endlessly, playing the same game over and over. But here's the secret. You don't have to play. Step back, and the game collapses. Step away, and new pathways unfold. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if you wish to move forward, let go. Do not return negativity. Do not wrestle with what seeks to pull you in. Instead, remove yourself entirely. Break the cycle, and life will adjust to your absence. This is where real power lies. Not in resistance, but in redirection. You are not bound to old loops. You are the creator of new ones.
So as we begin this meditation, you might want to light a candle or burn some incense. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed, and have a sense of creating sacred space. Set a clear intention that this is for your highest good, the highest good of all, and the highest good of the earth. Use a mantra of we're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And then just take 3 long, slow breaths. And try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. You might even pause for a few seconds at the end of the exhale. Let your jaw go slack and all the tiny muscles around your eyes soften. Let your face soften, and you feel that heavy, softening relaxation just spreading down through your body, arms, your legs. Feel like butter melting in the sun. We're coming together with open hearts, and we're shifting the collective timeline every time we do this. So imagine our global community. We're creating a sacred global circle. Imagine holding our hands across the world and connecting with our hearts. Some of you may even feel a strong vortex of energy going around the world, connecting all of our hearts together. And know that inside your heart, very small but very bright, is a tiny flame. It's your life force that connects you to the divine. And in the center of this circle, put any living being who you feel or know is suffering right now. People in war zones, people in poverty, disease, famine. You can put animals, birds, all of sentient life. People in extreme weather conditions, earthquakes, volcanoes, anyone or anything who needs help and healing, put them in the circle. And we're not going to dwell on the suffering because that will magnify it. We're going to raise our consciousness beyond that. So start to see waves of very soft, gentle, pale blue light. Waves coming in, soothing, calming, all the extremes within that circle. Calming all the grief, the sadness, the hunger, the suffering. See it all soothing and calming as a mother would calm a child. And you can continue to visualize these soft blue waves of calm light all the way through your day if you wish. And then come back to that tiny, very bright flame of light inside your heart. your divine connection. And as you drop into this light and your breath, imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart, as if it were your lungs. And start to see this light get brighter, stronger, bigger. And feel that we're joining together with that heart light all over the world. Feel the expansion of love that we're creating every time we do this. And as your heart light expands, feel love, joy, compassion, peace, freedom, freedom for all beings. And we're connecting in this ever-growing web of light around the earth. And start to feel with your breath and your heart light that we're feeding this web of light with those positive emotions: love, joy, peace, compassion, freedom. And imagine this web of light is alive. It's shimmering. It's becoming bigger and brighter all around the earth. We're creating this from the invisible with our focus and our love, and this is how realities are created. You might even notice that other beings are starting to join us. More people, more animals, maybe the elementals, the fairies, the tree beings, our galactic family perhaps, coming together in an army of love, a tsunami of love that is bringing more connection and a sense of oneness to all of humanity. And this tsunami of love adds power to this web of light. You might see it as silver golden, sparkling, brilliant, shimmering, vibrant and alive, and taking on its own momentum. And we're doing this by weaving the harmonics of creation with the divine. It's creating an unstoppable force to transmute all of the suffering from darkness into light. We're lifting all of life on Gaia and maybe beyond. And you might even feel that these pulses from our shimmering web of heart light are starting to reach out into the cosmos via this bigger web of light. They're stretching out like galactic superhighways of love. They're reaching out to our galactic family. And also, in this web of light, they're weaving back to Gaia, all of life connecting, even to the inner earth beings and all of those high intelligences. Everything has more life force now. Everything is more lit up, more heightened, more sparkling. It's a sense of pulsing oneness and harmony across our entire creation. Everything is connected to support the other in this web of light. This is cosmic love and unity consciousness weaving together to create a new reality in higher timelines where anything is possible. We're raising the love and light quotient on the earth. We're creating new stepping stones of light for others to follow. We can change timelines in a moment. We're coming together in thousands every day in one focused intention to build a more loving new earth. We're the bridge builders, the pioneers who will be talked about in history books. We're embodying that new frequency. We are new earth. We are creating a new energetic template. And our legacy will be that we stood strong in our light, our love, and our joy as acts of defiance as the battles raged around us. We're imprinting the energy field with a blueprint of a higher version of humanity, with compassion. And our legacy is how much we raise the love quotient in the world. We're warriors of light and warriors of love. Know that deeply in your heart. We're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And you might just check to see if we've eased the suffering somewhat since we started. And do you feel calmer, clearer, as if the lights have been turned up? Did you see a vision of the future we're creating together every day? Know our power as we come together in numbers every day to do this with spiritual dedication. Every day when we do this, we're adding to the tsunami of love across the world and the living light, which is creating a very different reality for us all. It's a powerful legacy to say that you could not have done more for love in this world as a bridge builder. And gradually, you might start to feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes. and just come back to the room. I just want to thank you and send you many blessings to you all for being with me on this journey of immense courage and transformation. God bless.